Good morning, guys. Here we go. Let me zoom in, and today we are talking about section 1.9, solving and graphing two-step inequalities. All right, so some notes to remember: using open circle or filled in, sorry, open or empty circle for less than or greater than signs. Use a closed or filled circle for less than or equal to or greater than or equal to. It has the equal to bar, that's why it's filled in. Okay, so for number one, it says x is less than. What's nice is if variable, let's write this little note, if letter is on left, arrow points to where to shade. So it's x is less than 3. It's no equal to, so it's an open circle on 3. And we're shading everything less than it. So it's going in this direction. So I shade everything this way. You can either draw it above or you can shade on the actual graph. All right, jumping down, looking at number 5. That was graphing. Now we're going to write the inequality from the graph, okay? I'm looking for all the values that are less than -2. It's not equal to because it's not filled in, so it's going to be x is less than -2. This is my answer. All right, moving right along. Now we're going to actually solve, okay? The big thing, it's you solve just like an equation except for this one rule, okay? So solve just like equations except for, and that's this right here. If you, you must flip the inequality symbol when you multiply or divide by a negative number. And I add to both sides. Okay, so working some examples. Here we go. We're going to start with number 10. All right, so first things first, I always move what's farthest away on the same side, just like equations. So I'm going to subtract 2 from both sides, and we bring down the rest. So I'm going to have x over 6 is greater than, now I'm adding or subtracting, so I don't need to flip, -3. This is what's going on between these two. They're dividing right now, so to undo that division, I'm going to multiply by 6 to both sides, and I get x is greater than -18. Now here, I'm not multiplying by a -6 to both sides, I'm multiplying by a positive, so I don't flip the inequality symbol. Now we graph this. It's just greater than, so I'm just going to put an open circle. At -18, it's greater than, so I am shading in this direction. Or I can draw the arrow just like this. Okay, and it might be a good idea. Now, you can do that, and that's good. All right, next question. Number 11. All right, so I'm just solving a two-step equation. So I'm going to subtract 8 because I'm adding 8 to the -7x. So I'm going to subtract 8. I'm just subtracting so I don't flip the inequality symbol. And I bring this down and I have -7x is less than or equal to -7. Now, here is where I'm multiplying by a -7, so that means I have to divide by, because I need to undo that multiplication, I divide by a -7 to both sides. I'm doing this to both sides, so therefore I flip my inequality symbol. So it's now going to become x is greater than or equal to 1. Now to check this, you can take and plug in a number, and it would do the same thing. So if I plug in 1, I would end up with a true statement. You just got to make sure that that number is correct when you do that. So I'm going to have x is greater than or equal to, since it's equal to, it's a filled in dot on 1, 0, 2, and it's greater than, so I'm shading in this direction, or I've got my arrow on top of the number line, your choice. Next example, 16. All right, so I'm subtracting 1 from the variable term, so I'm going to add 1 to both sides, and this zeroes out, and I have -5/6 x is greater than or equal to 15. Now I'm multiplying by a -5/6. That's a fraction, so I have to multiply by its reciprocal, which is going to be a -6/5. I'm multiplying by a negative number to both sides, so I flip the inequality symbol. There we go. So this cancels, and I'm going to have x is less than or equal to. Now I'm going to look, oh, 5 goes into 5 one time. 5 goes into 15 3 times. 3 times -6 is -18. So I'm going to have, this is an equal to bar, so it's a filled in circle at -18, and it's less than. So I shade to the left. All right, one more example. Here we go. So we're looking at this one right here. Oh, this one's a little different. My first, what's farthest away from the x right now is the -2. So I'm going to have to multiply, because I'm dividing by the -2. I'm going to multiply by -2 to both sides. When I multiply by that -2 to both sides, I have to flip the inequality symbol. So I'm now going to have x plus 11 is greater than 4. And now I subtract 11 from both sides, and I get x is greater than -7. All right, so I'm going to have, it's just greater than, so it's an open circle at -7. Greater than, so I'm going to the right, or just the arrow. Your assignment, finish the notes, and to work on the classwork homework. Have a great day.